stand and say the pledge of allegiance. Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's Councilman Clyde, City Education.
Let's bow our heads in a word of prayer. Lord Jesus Christ, we thank you for your grace and mercy. Lord, we just thank you that we're assembled together as one body in Jesus Christ. We ask you to bless everything about this meeting. We ask you to bless us individually and collectively. Bless the ones on the council. Bless the ones in the audience today. Bless our new county council, county administrator, Mr. Cliver. Continue to strengthen him, Lord Jesus Christ. Give him the wisdom he needs to continue to move this community forward. Lord, bless in each and every aspect of our life. All this we ask in your Son, Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, I'd like to start out by welcoming our new administrator, Mr. Tony Clyver. Number 3, approval of agenda.
Mr. Chairman, if you would do so, I would ask that you entertain a motion to amend the agenda to move item number 6A for discussion of that into executive session, as it is illegal, would need legal advice, and it's also a contractual matter with the town in this county, and that any open discussion and vote on that matter be held after executive session.
What was the purpose of putting it in the executive session?
Well, the reasons I just said, I'm assuming that you all are going to ask for legal advice, and that is properly done in executive session only. I can't discuss legal advice in open session.
Can I ask a question?
Certainly.
With everything that's already been happening with the town like you, why would we need legal advice?
If you don't think you're going to ask that question, then you don't need to do it. That's just, I suspect there's going to be questions that you have in which you're asking for legal advice. You may not. I'm just asking for that out of abundance of caution.
There won't be no motion taken. There won't be no action taken no way.
Certainly not in executive session. It would be after that, if any. Yeah.
I'll require a motion to amend the agenda.
I'll make a motion that we amend the agenda with the change of moving, what is that? 6A down to executive session.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Need a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Got a motion and a second.
Second.
Got a second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, number 4. Approval of minutes. 10/3/18 call meeting, 10/10/18 no quorum, 10/12/18 emergency ordinance, phone call 10/24/18 regular. Requires a motion.
I make a motion we approve.
All right, have a motion, need a second.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, 5, new business. A, snow and ice removal agreement.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Clyburn asked me to handle some of these things that were already ongoing before he came. And of course, most of y'all are familiar with this agreement with DOT, state DOT, and it's just your standard annual agreement in case they need some equipment. It's just pretty straightforward. We do it every year about this time in case there's a storm.
They would compensate us based on this FEMA schedule, which is the same thing they do every year and for every other county in the state.
There's a contract.
Yes.
Agreement.
Requires a motion.
I make that motion.
Motion, need a second.
Second.
A motion is second, any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? 5B, Humane Society donation request.
This one you'll see in your packet. Miss Mary McDaniel had brought it up right before they had their fundraiser out at the Wellness Center on November 18th. They had their little chili cook-off to benefit their Humane Society. Since y'all had donated some in the past, she kind of assumed you would this time, so your name was on the banner as a sponsor. So this will just make it official if y'all will agree to give a donation. And I believe she said 1,000 was what was given last year. Is that right, Jennifer? If y'all will consider that. Well, she's not asking for any certain amount, but.
We done that last year too.
Where's the motion?
I'll make a motion, we donate the same thing we did last year.
I got a motion to donate $1,000. Just a second.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? C, Dillon County Accommodation Tax Request.
That's in your package. Of course, you got one page, you ain't got all of it. It'll be easy, quick, simple, to the point. Who got the first one? Give me back the first one. Mr. Chairman, y'all, you see the front page? That's what we had to work with. They always prefer like the person to zero it out. If you look on the next page, we had 16, we funded 15. You can see those that were things that were funded. I was a little disappointed Lakeview last year turned in 4, they didn't turn into 1. Allowed to turn in 9, they only turned in 3. The ads were run appropriately, and there were some calls made, but one Atlanta did not respond to any of the messages. I think he's been addressed to that now, but I mean, when he did call, it's already past time, done too late. We done made all the things up. But I need approval, or the board needs approval for this. And also on the agenda, we have Chairman Grice has an opening, and Councilman James Campbell has an opening. So we're too short on the board. So I need those replaced when y'all find an opportune time to do so. So that's all I need. That's it for me. Thank you.
Any questions?
Got any questions? No? Thank you.
I make the motion, we approve the accommodation tax request.
I second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? 5D, South Carolina DOT right of entry.
Mr. Chairman, well, I'll just give y'all an introduction to it. A gentleman came about a month, maybe 6 weeks ago, who was contracted by DOT, and he's trying to obtain property to, they got the bridge that's been out on, it's called the Floydale Bridge on Lester Road, since Matthew. And so he's been hired to obtain all the easements and land that they need to acquire and all that to get the new bridge going. And they're ready to start the bridge, but they're not ready to present an amount of money that they would pay for property. And there's just a small part of the county property that they will need for the new bridge, because the county owns the boat landing there. But this document is a right of entry, which my understanding, just if y'all approve it, it will allow them to go ahead and begin work in that area, and then he'll come back later with a proposal on the property purchase. Is that right, Will? So it's just, so they can go ahead and begin work on it. He wanted to get this done first.
This agreement does not convey the land to them, just gives them the right in on the land for the purpose of doing the work. And then in paragraph 2, that they will pay us a just compensation for whatever, there's some additional right-of-way. It looks like 66 additional feet of right-of-way on the county property they'll acquire as a result of the expansion there.
The bridge is gonna be, of course, designed much differently, and the entrance into the boat ramp will be moved back further.
And they're planning on going ahead and starting on this?
They won't start on it, they thought like 1st of December.
Requires a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the lot of interest so they can get started.
And a motion, need a second?
Second.
And a motion, second, any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? 5E, South Carolina Parks, Recreation and Tourism, Little Petty State Park Dam Repair.
Yeah, this is on the Little Petty State Park Dam. The South Carolina Parks made a requesting to use our sand clay out of the, I call it the Little Petty River Pit. It's about 2 miles from them. They donated, I think Steve said that sand clay is really not suitable for the roads. I think they would have, the letter addressed they wanted to test it, and then if it's tested positive that they could use it, they requested to use the dirt.
Harrelson property.
Yeah, Ricky Harrelson's.
Yeah.
Requires a motion.
I make a motion that we approve this request.
Got a motion, need a second?
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? 5F, County Administrator Vehicle Purchase.
Mr. Chairman, I've never requested any benefits or accommodations that were not afforded anyone previous to me, but after speaking with yourself and with Mr. Scott about the current situation, we have other family situations that we need to take care of that are more of a priority. I want to just wait until the meeting on the 12th for us to discuss that. So if that's okay, I'm fine until then.
You fine, we fine.
I'm fine until then.
5G, Recreation Request.
Okay, in your package you will find there's one that the high school sports report has sent, and they're wanting y'all to do if Dillon beats Hampton this Friday, November 30th, and they will play for state. So they're wanting to do a sports report ad like y'all have done before, but this one will just be a $250. If y'all see all this, this is in your packet. It'll be $250, but it will be divided by 7, which will be like $35 each. If y'all approve that. Well, you don't want to do that, okay. What about the rest of you? The rest of them want to go with that? No?
I'm good.
You good with it?
I'm good with it. I'm running low in money, I just looked at my thing.
Okay, all right. Okay, the next one is from Dillon Herald, is going along with East Dillon Baptist Church, sponsoring the annual toy and food drive for the end of this year. They're requesting any donation amount. Toy and food drive benefits Dillon County families only. All donated money is spent in Dillon County, and 100% goes for items for the toy and food drive. Does anybody want to give to that?
I give 100 of that.
the last one is, Battery Revitalization Commission invites you to join us for a Christmas and Latta. It's on Saturday, December the 1st from 3 to 6. They're having Christmas trees and wreaths will be on sale in the Veterans Park at Poinsettias will be on sale at the gazebo. Santa will be reading towards the night before Christmas after the tree lighting. So they're asking for a donation to help out with this that they're sponsoring on Saturday.
I'm getting $50 then, too.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, that's all I have, but I'm still not clear on the, well, I don't know if they all want to do it or what we're doing or what do we do? What do y'all want to do about the Dillon County, or the Wildcats for the program? Or is everybody, I mean, we're gonna, Alan, what do they do?
Well, are you individually given enough one ad? Because the ad generally has everybody.
Got enough? How many threes that do it?
What are you asking for?
$250 is how much it's gonna cost.
What's all of us?
So if each one of you do it, it's $35 a piece.
You have to do it between 6 people.
6 or 5,
If you wanna do it between 6 of you. You wanna do that?
That'd be fine.
I'm gonna be low, but I'm gonna get it $35, but I'm not gonna have much left.
I think you still got some there, Archie.
I'm gonna be low.
Okay, so it's gonna be, 7 divided by 250, correct?
35, yeah.
$35 and some cents each, okay? Is that right? Okay, we're good then. I'm good, I know what we're doing now.
Or to get children toys.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have for right now.
All right, requires a motion.
Make that motion, Mr. Chair, we'll approve the declaration.
Got a motion, need a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, 7, finance report.
Right now on our unrestricted funds, we have $1,557,156. On the accounts payables, we have $1,071,259. It leaves us an available balance. And the unrestricted funds is $485,897.
It's in the general fund?
Yes, in the general fund. It's the unrestricted funds.
Well, let me ask you this here. Backing up to Mr. Clapper's situation about the vehicle. Even if we were to purchase that vehicle now, that don't have to be paid now, do it?
It'll probably, I think it takes about 6 weeks for them to get the car together.
Richard, I'd like to ask you a question. Money-wise, I know we're gonna probably get a vehicle, but before we get a vehicle, I wanna make certain that all the firemen and all the county employees get their bonus before Christmas.
Okay, and we got that high on our priority
So
list.
some people's opinion on that, they won't have no Christmas.
Right, okay, and that is high on our priority list to get that done.
Which isn't it true, that's already set in motion from your July 1st budget. It's the, go ahead and fund your bonuses and things like that.
Yes, yeah, it's in the budget.
So you saying it takes 6 weeks for them to even get the vehicle or anything?
Typically, that's what we've been taking. I mean, I think sometimes we might have one in stock, but,
Ain't it's in the contract, we supposed to give them a vehicle?
I didn't,
Yeah.
It's part of the contract, ain't it? Said we ain't nothing to talk about, we got to give them a vehicle. It's in the contract.
Richard, do we have the money, the next payroll, the bonus, and the fireman's fee? Is our funds going to cover that at the present time?
not at the present time, we're close. That's what we're trying to juggle some things around. I think tax notices went out about a week ago. I think last year went in October. I think they gotten in, Joy told me they had about $117,000 in this year's taxes.
Well, I agree with what Mr. Clyburn said. Until our financial situation improves, I've had 2 or 3 people tell me without that bonus and without that, they're not gonna have Christmas in their house. And if we promise them a bonus and they have already done the fire calls, I think we need to fulfill our obligations. Mr. Clyburn, we could reimburse, pay him mileage on his present car for a few weeks. Like you said, if we can guarantee we have the money, you can order the car. I don't know how that works with state purchasing. But I want to make sure the firemen get their fees and that these people get the Christmas bonus, because I don't want us to back up on our obligations.
Yeah, and that's not our intention at all. Our intention is to find a way.
That has nothing to do with him purchasing his purchase of his vehicle. What they talking about has already been guaranteed. That the employee should have been already got that money. We raised the taxes. We told them that they were going to get the 2% raise in the bonus. That ain't got nothing to do with the purchase of his vehicle. They should have already had that.
That's our biggest concern. The money's there, but we want to make sure don't miss a payroll.
It's either there or it ain't there.
Yeah, it ain't there right. We hoping it'll come in. I think we're gonna have a big. You got a crew that pays as soon as they get tax notice, and then you're gonna have a bunch that pay right there at December 30th, 31st.
Let's make sure Mr. Clyde will get his vehicle. We promise him.
Okay.
We can get that, that's in the contract, but we just might have to hold off the process.
Yeah. We had to give with that vehicle. We can have one. I missed that job.
Anything else, Jerry? 8, administrator report.
Okay, there are a couple of issues. First, I do want to talk about the poll workers that have not been paid as of yet. And of course that money is reimbursed from the state. But I have been informed that they have not been paid, and we're looking at a situation where we can just go ahead and do the paper checks until we get the reimbursement from the state. That total is about $17,400 for 120 workers that worked past election. And again, they may be waiting for their Christmas, and so we don't know what they need that money for, but they need to get what they're owed. So that's something that we're actually working on now to try to see if we can get that worked out for the very near future. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. That's something that's also on the radar financially. The second thing, we do need to talk about the Industrial Park Road, but that has become potentially a legal issue. So that's why that's in executive session right now as well. That's it.
Thank you. All right. 9, appointments. A, Grievance Committee, District 2, Jack Scott.
I don't have anybody yet.
B, Accommodation Tax Committee, District 1, James Campbell.
Carol Stubbs from B&C State House.
Carol Stubbs.
Yeah. Mr. Moody say he knows her well. She.
All right. And that requires a motion.
Make that motion that we approve Carol Stubbs accommodation.
Got a motion, need a second. Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? 9C, Accommodation Tax Committee, District 7, Stevie Grice. I don't have anybody right now. All right. 10, Executive Session, Legal Matter, Industrial Park Road Construction, and Lakeview Money Agreement. Requires a motion.
Make that motion, go to executive session.
Motion and a second.
I move for discussion. When we call for the vote. Mr. Chair, Mr. Attorney, I do have an issue. Old business showed me, and I know it's not before us, that we voted on what we call the Lakeview money for the Lakeview area. And I don't understand how we come up with Lakeview money. The money, if they're
in question about the 1% sales tax money, it is to my understanding that that money is for the Lakeview area. I totally disagree with going into executive session based off the point saying that Lakeview has money. I think it needs to be specified that the Lakeview area, and it's not specified and it's not clear. You know, I just don't think it's fair to all of the residents of Lakeview, in the Lakeview area, that partook and paid for this part of this 1% sales tax money, for one group of people to come before this council and calls it Lakeview money. It needs to be what it is named. It's called the Lakeview area. And I don't think everybody here, or there's enough people here out of the city, out of the whole area of Lakeview to justify going into executive session to say we're going to talk about some money that just belonged to Lakeview. I just think that wording is bad. And I oppose going into executive session. I understand that it's already been added, the agenda has been changed to put it in executive session. But I must go on record before I go into executive session saying that I do not have any knowledge where Lakeview itself, what is Lakeview? Lakeview itself has money. Now I'm under the impression that the 1% sales tax is supposed to cover the Lakeview area. So I have a problem with that wording then. Can you help me out there, sir?
I will in executive session if it's discussed in executive session.
Oh man, I just don't feel good about going in, and even it being named on the agenda as Lakeview money.
Right.
I think it's not posted here right.
I understand your concern. I talked to you about this beforehand, and could have tried to answer the questions then. But if y'all want to discuss legal advice, that needs to be done in executive.
Here's what I would like to see, and it's just me now. I would like to see this not happening today, and it go back and get the wording right and place it on the agenda for the Lakeview area. And other citizens in the citizen of Lakeview should be able to come and partake of this. Because I feel like if county council moves on this Lakeview and calls it Lakeview money, and there is any sort of action taken, it's going to leave this county open for other people in that area to come and say, no, this is Lakeview area money.
It was on the agenda for Lakeview money last time.
It should have, I understand. Right, but what we voted on was not Lakeview money.
It said Lakeview money on the...
That's not what my motion was, sir. If you go back and pull the notes, it said...
I'm saying what it was on the agenda.
That part I get, but the records will show that I talked about the money for the Lakeview area. And I think that's what should be posted here now, is for the Lakeview area, and not just for, call it the Lakeview money. I just don't think one area, when it's an area situation, should just be entitled to saying that we've got money. That area has money. All the citizens in Lakeview should be represented. And I think that's what the council's demeanor were when they come up with this 1% sales tax money. They came up to work the Lakeview area. We're talking about Fort. We're talking about Gaddis Mill. We're talking about the Bermuda and those different areas that makes up the whole of Lakeview. So I totally oppose of even looking at it as Lakeview money. Thank you, sir.
Got a motion second. All in favor? Any opposed? So we're not going into executive session.
Not on that.
Not for the Lakeview money.
I mean, we already put it in executive session. We voted to go to executive session right now.
It's in the agenda. I mean, if you don't want to discuss it when you get in there, I suppose
we can go into executive session, so I will help correct. I think we can go into executive session, but what the record needs to show that we're not going to executive session to discuss anything about Lakeview's money.
It's already been put in there.
Yeah,
it's been put to the executive session, but it's not being voted to go into executive session.
That's true.
And I'm currently trying to make the correction as hard as I can before we do that. And I think we got enough to oppose to this, lift this off, and don't go in there and talk about any Lakeview money.
The agenda currently reflects that you're going to go into executive session to discuss Industrial Park Road construction and the Lakeview money agreement. And I think the motion to go into executive session has been defeated currently.
Absolutely. So we'll do it.
Come back and make a new motion to go into executive session, discuss the industrial park road construction.
I think someone on the the losing side, the prevailing side can make a motion to revisit that motion.
Well,
But the agenda is set. Say, with all due respect, I know you understand what I'm saying, that the agenda specifies what's going to be done there. If you don't want to discuss it when you get in there, or if you don't want to participate in the discussion, I think that's fine.
I think it's, Mr. Barry.
Yes.
Why do we need to go in this executive session to discuss Lakeview money? Let's talk about it out here. What do we got to go about that?
You can talk about it in here
We
if you
don't
want
need
to,
to go
but
about
if you're going to
that.
ask.
We don't cut no seat. We need to talk about it out here, let these people know what's going on. Amen.
Okay, but if you're going to ask me questions.
I understand.
And I'll be glad to just simply leave the room at that point, but you'll be waiving certain rights, legal rights, if I give you legal advice in open session. I'm just sorry to say that, but that's just a fact.
Councilman Campbell, that is fine what you said, and I agree, but however, I must oppose it again. The wording is not right. It is called the money for the Lakeview area. Now, I would accept if we just go ahead at this point, and since the motion has passed and we're not going to executive session, let's just go ahead and make the motion to adjourn. And when try to get it right and bring it back next meeting if you got the right wording.
I think that would be in order if that's the.
Yes, sir.
Well, there's other matters though.
But you done struck the whole executive session right here.
Well, I did.
The motion is on page. We have, sir.
And since you want to talk about Lakeview money out in the public, I'll say something. Alright, y'all voted to give $525,000 back to Win Feet.
Mr. Chairman, I call
I'm
the meeting. I understand
thank
you
you.
are, but I'm asking you for point of order. I just don't see you can do that. I just don't see you have power by
You
yourself
just
to do
done
that.
it.
No, sir,
Yes,
but
sir. Yes, sir.
I did it in the proper procedure.
Well, I'm doing it the proper.
No, sir,
You
you're not.
talked about it.
If you want to say
something
Mr. Chairman, I call you in the order. If you say you're going to just blur out
Mr.
about the
Barry,
Lakeview money, that's not possible.
Talk about it now.
It's not on the agenda, but if you're not going to take final action on it, I think it's fine if you want to talk about it. But I would respectfully ask you to leave the room because I think it would endanger our attorney-client privilege if I stayed in or asked questions.
I just don't see how that's possible, Mr. Attorney, and I'm asking you as the legal counsel to give us advice
I just did.
on these.
I just did.
Right, on those proceedings. I think what's fitting now is to go ahead and adjourn since we have striked the executive
That's
session.
certainly in order.
Yes, sir. I know it's in order. And Mr. Chairman, if you're willing to take a motion, I would make the motion that we adjourn.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Is that 3-2?
3-3.
I didn't see enough. I only saw 2 and 2. I'm sorry. I might not have seen everybody.
I didn't vote either way because I'm really trying to figure out how the heck we got to this point. If you want to know the truth, I'm embarrassed that we're at this point, but I didn't
I
vote.
disagree with you.
If we don't want something, we'll talk about something, we take our ball and go home. That's what we do.
No, that's not what we're doing.
That's what we do up
No,
here.
sir, that's not what we're doing, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
what
sir,
we're
that
doing
is
is
what we're
getting
doing.
it in
I'm
order.
done.
If the wording is right, then we can move forward, but the wording is not right.
It's been that wording for the last 20
And it should
years.
not have been that wording,
You
sir.
haven't complained
Because if
until
you look at the 1% sales tax, it is to cover the Lakeview area. That's what it's for. All the citizens in that area.
That, we're not talking about this.
Well, yes, sir, we.
Okay, thank you.
Oh.
Proper procedure of talking.
And that's it, and that would be
Okay,
proper.
thank you.
That would be proper.
What's your suggestion, Mr. Barry? You the legal advisor.
We've come to the end of the agenda.
Have we finished?
I think I would ask for another motion.
Did we vote on to adjourn?
We have a motion with a second.
I didn't see the vote, so I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
We need to take a, to adjourn.
2 didn't vote, so you had a 3-2 vote. You had 2 that opposed and 3 that was for. It was me, you, and I. So I'm not sitting here asleep.
I guess then that's a motion to, that's 3-2, that's a motion to adjourn, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I saw 2 and 2, but there may have been 3.
2 didn't vote.
Yeah, that's
Three.
fine.
Thank you.
Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.
Talk about